Hello everyone, just wanted to give a quick update as to what's going on in my life in case you haven't been following my written blog. So I went on to bodybuilding.com like I do every day, the other day, and I was checking out the forums and I decided I would ask a question about kind of how to know when you're ready to start prepping for competition. Originally when I started getting into figure, I kind of figured that I had enough muscle and all I would have to do is cut the fat down and then my physique would be pretty much ready to get on stage. So I kind of figured it would just be a matter of someone saying, wait until you're about this percent body fat and then you can start contest prep. But the thread didn't really end up going that way. How it ended up going is people basically started telling me that I didn't carry enough muscle mass or size, and my upper body wasn't built up enough. So, I was a little taken aback at first. I always thought that I carried a lot more muscle than most girls, but I had to remember that going into this, this is a whole new world for me. And one of the things that I had to learn to do was to take a step back and remember that most of these people are far more knowledgeable in figure than I am, and it's important that I take their constructive criticism very seriously and apply it. So what I decided to do was I went to my trainer, Kim, and basically said, can you give me your 2 cents on this? Like, do you agree? Do you think I need to build up some muscle? So she did a critique for me, and I did a couple of, she asked me to do basically go home, take 3 pictures in 3 different poses of the figure poses, one being the front relaxed pose, one being the front pose, and then the other one being the back pose. So I had to go home, figure out how to do those. There was a guide online on how to do the poses properly. So played around with it a little bit, took some pictures, and then I posted them on my body space. So Kim got back to me the next day with her critique, and basically what she said was that she agrees, that given that I've come such a long way and I was formerly 187 pounds or something like that, she can understand me wanting to cut back more fat before I go into any form of building, or as some people put it, bulking. And it's a little bit more of a mentality thing because it's hard to get your brain around the idea that you've just spent all this time trying to cut and now all of a sudden your weight's going to slowly go back up. But it's all mental things, so you got to get past that. So she agreed that I could cut for a couple more months. So she was thinking till March of next year. Try and get down to about 16 or 17% body fat, and then work on a nice slow build for like a year. And at first I was kind of, you want these things to go quickly, but at the same time, if I want to do this, I want to do it right. And if that means devoting more time to getting ready, then I'm all for it. So I decided that, since day one, since I started working with Kim, I told myself I would take any advice she gave me. No matter how much I hated it, I would take it because she knows what she's talking about. In her history, her pictures, her competition history, it all proves that. And so far, anything that she's told me to do to my body has given me amazing results. So definitely I'm going to do exactly what she says. So I started, what happened is I ended up giving her a little bit of a status update, and I told her my weight hasn't really budged for about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. If it has, it's been by like a pound or something like that, not much. And so right now I'm sitting at 148, 147. And we decided that since I've been dieting now and in a deficit or caloric deficit for about almost 9 months, my body needed a break. And I go into a little bit more detail in my blog posting. If you want to check out my melting blog, I go into a little bit more detail. But basically, my body needed a break, so we decided we'd bump my calories back up to maintenance for about 4 weeks, let my body, get that break that it needs, really focus on pushing through my workouts with the extra calories and the extra carbohydrates. I'm going to be able to have some really really good workouts, strong workouts. So that's my primary focus. I've been eating at maintenance now for about 4 days, 3 or 4 days. First couple of days was feeling a little weird, very bloated. I was actually getting dizzy during my workouts and feeling tired. Not what I expected at all. I thought I would feel more energized, but slowly as the week's gone on, I feel like I have more energy. About to go to the gym now, so I will know if I feel dizzy still or not. But I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be exactly what my body needs. It needs that break. And then I'll slowly get back into cutting, and I'll cut and cut and cut and cut a little bit for a couple more months until I get down to that 16-17% body fat. And then when it's time to build, I'm going to focus on building the upper body, because she made a very good point. I've got great legs, but I'm going to be off balance basically. Once I get down on body fat, you'll basically see how bottom strong I am, but not top strong. So we want to build up my shoulders, build up my traps, my back, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. I will give you more of an update, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a video message in case you haven't been following my Melting blog. But again, if you want more details, follow my Melting blog, because I update the written one more frequently. If you have any questions, send me an email. Otherwise, thank you for following me.